Hello and welcome viewers to this live chat session. Thank you for joining. Ming Hon is the first person who commented. He's saying, "Hello Sajid, you keep ignoring my mails and comments." I don't ignore anyone's mails. It's difficult to respond to all emails because I receive hundreds of them sometimes, dozens of them, I would say. And I don't know what's your ID as well. Uh, AMBYT has also joined. Johnny, Milo, TDF, Johannes, Mola, Suleiman, Douglas. He's asking about Libya. Any updates on Libya? I am honestly out of touch with Libya. After civil war came to an end there, I have been largely out of touch, sorry. Johnny Milo, TDF, Bijan, Haji, Yunus Gabre, Sabatu Gabre Hivat, Abel Habib, Roba, Ali Raya, Real Talk, DR, Oromo for Life, Cultivating SR, Johnny Milo, Real Talk, Wami, hello. Thank you for joining. Thank you all of you for joining this live chat session. Beyond Haji says the main mistake of Abiy starting this war. There is no question about this comment of yours that main mistake was the start of this war. Both parties responsible, but I would put more blame upon PM Abiy than on TPLF. Any battle updates? Sabatu Gabre Hivot is asking. Okay, we'll talk about that. Abil Habib, what is this new strategy you speak of? Is this the guerrilla tactic you spoke of? Yes, guerrilla tactic and some other strategies too. Cultivating. Ming Hon says, Sajid, does TDF and OLF have the heavy weapons to take a city like Addis Ababa? Important question. Ming Hon is saying, do TPLF, TDF, and OLA have heavy weapons to take control of Addis Ababa? Heavy weapons matter, no doubt about that. But what we have seen in this war is that infantry armed with light weapons has played a more important role. TDF's advance is partly due to the fact that it has an infantry which is quick, which is not armed with heavy weaponry. It can easily move. It's flexible. So in this war, we have seen that once again, infantry is proving its significance. Though now countries have sophisticated weapons, but conventional infantry is still very important because this war has proven that. TDF's infantry is not armed with lots of modern weapons, but it can easily move from place to place. It does not have heavy weapons, so it's very mobile, it's very flexible. So that is why its advance is fast. To capture Addis Ababa, you don't need heavy weapons only. There are other factors too. Addis Ababa is far away from where TDF is now. TDF is in Kamise in North Shore. Addis Ababa is far away from here. Sajid, we Ethiopians are in great worry. Please comment solutions. Yes, all of us should be worried. We should have been worried from day one. On the 3rd and 4th of November, when this war started, we should have been worried. Back then, it was a law enforcement operation, and no one in Ethiopia really condemned it. I would say it very clearly. No regional governments, people in these regions, they did not openly come out against this war in November. That is why now Amhara region is suffering, Afar is suffering. That was the time, November, 3rd of November, 4th of November. Then people should have risen against this war. They did not. Now, yes, we should propose solutions, but the problem is, viewers, that this is a political battle. TPLF wants to remove PM Abiy from power, no doubt about that. TPLF wants to remove PP from power. And a PP party, Amharas, they want to keep TPLF restricted to Tigray and under a blockade as well. So it's a political battle for power in Ethiopia. We common persons who are following this war and common Ethiopians, they can play their role by not being part of spreading hate. They should condemn atrocities. They should condemn human rights abuses. They should not blindly follow any group, any ethnic group. And you should challenge your leaders. You should challenge the narratives that are being launched by the leaders of all ethnic groups. You should challenge them. You should not blindly follow them and put pressure upon them that you should start talks. We do not want war. Tigrayans, Amhara, brothers and sisters. Romos, Somalis, they are brothers, sisters, they're not enemies. They've been living in Ethiopia for centuries. So try to create an atmosphere of harmony, reconciliation in whatever capacity you are. People are backing these leaders. You see views that they are backing. That is why these leaders are fighting. Because people have some entrenched loyalties. They have some, I would say, rigid sort of misconceptions against other ethnic groups. We generalize a lot. Amhara generalize about Tigrayans. Tigrayans generalize about Amharas, that Amharas are expansionists. They say Tigrayans are power hungry. So these generalizations are not good for the unity of Ethiopia, for harmony of Ethiopia. In your own capacity, wherever you are, whoever you are, try to create atmosphere of ethnic harmony. That is what you can do, people. And don't be part of spreading hate. Gradually you will see a change. Not perhaps very quickly, but gradually you could see a change. Then leaders should also they should also realize that they cannot end this war by exterminating the other group. You cannot kill all Tigrayans. You cannot kill all Amharas either. So how will this war come to an end then? Of course, you will have to sit for talks. You will have to talk today, tomorrow, or day after tomorrow. Whenever you are tired of this fighting, you'll have to talk. Why not now? Why do you want to talk after having killed thousands of innocent civilians? Why? It's never been clear that you get paid by TPLF. I don't need anyone's pay. I don't know. People said, Sajid, don't respond to such comments about who pays you, who does not. Sajid, would Somalia accept Somali region in Ethiopia ascending to Somali Federation? Ming Hon, again, let me read this question again. I lost it. Be informed, Sajid, should Amharas have joined the war in the first place? Law enforcement operations should have been the role of central government. It wasn't a law enforcement operation. Amharas were part of this war from day one. Eritrea was part of this war from day one. Amharas wanted Western Tigray, Southern Tigray. Eritrea wanted to weaken TPLF. All were on board. Yes, they should not have been part of this war. And now you see, viewers, that Amhara region is suffering. They know that they have lost Southern Tigray. They're not in Western Tigray as well. Western Tigray is under Eritrean forces. Around 500,000 people in Amhara are now in need of aid. You see that the war that they started, it is now in Amhara. So if they continue this war, it will keep on spreading. It will keep on making humanitarian situation more catastrophic. How possible is TDF to reach Addis Ababa? It's possible. We never say that it's impossible. Why? Because TDF was in Tambian. TDF was in Tambian Mountains. It was, people said that it was all over for TPLF, for TDF. It was under pressure. It was fighting for survival. Then from Tambian, Mekelle, from Mekelle to Macho, then they got Koram, Alamata, Kobo, then they went to the west, Gashina, Lalibela, Waldia, Marsa, Dasi, Kambolcha. You see, from Tambian to Kambolcha to Kamise. From Kamise, they can reach Addis Ababa too. No doubt about that. But problem, viewers, is that TPLF, TDF, I would say, TDF is overstretching, no doubt about that. And that is why this new strategy has been adopted by Amhara forces. They are hitting TDF positions at the back, in the back. And they're mobilizing locals in those places which are under Tigray Defense Force. So if TDF starts moving further in southern direction towards Addis Ababa, it will be further overstretched. That is the main problem for Tigray Defense Force. So TDF will have to keep its back secure. Now the new strategy is that TDF positions in the back will be hit. Locals in cities, city residents, they'll be organized, they'll be armed, and we are seeing that in Kobo. In Kobo, fighting is definitely going on, viewers. People say, Sajid, you're making up stories. No, it's not making up stories. People in Kobo, they definitely fought against Tigray Defense Force. Amhara militia members, they managed to reach Kobo too. And this is not the first time. We have seen several attempts from Amhara forces to back a sort of insurgency, not insurgency, an uprising in Kobo. And this time they have managed to do that. And it could happen in Dasi and Kambolcha too. And if TDF had moved towards Gondar, towards Debre Tabor, this uprising in those places would have been very intense. Those are proper Amhara areas. Now when TDF is in Waghimra, North Wallo, even here there are fears of uprising against Tigray Defense Force. This is a new strategy of Amhara forces. They'll try to organize and arm local population, local residents against Tigray Defense Force. And they'll hit Kobo, they'll hit Marsa, they'll try to reach Vuldia. If TDF overstretches further towards Addis Ababa, you will see attacks close to Mekele, close to Marsa, close to Kobo. Amharas will save Abi, someone is saying. Their survival is linked now. Abi is saving them, they are saving Abi. Do you think Jawar will be released? A few hours ago, shared a video. I was expecting TPLF to convince Jawar's party, OFC and OLF to join the alliance. But somehow they could not come on the same page. Jawar and Bakle Garba, they have issued some statements a few months ago in support of Tigray. In order to make this nine-party alliance more acceptable in Oromia, OFC and OLF should have been part of this alliance. Now, Ethiopian government can release Jawar as well to make Jawar Muhammad Bakle Garba support Ethiopian government. It can happen. If TPLF does not succeed in reaching an agreement with OLF and OFC, we could see Prosperity Party getting close to OFC and OLF, and Jawar could be released. It can happen, viewers. Situation in Dassi and Kambolcha. Dassi, Kambolcha still under Tigray Defense Force. No one is claiming that they have been retaken, but the strategy adopted in Kobo is it's being replicated in Dassi and in Kambolcha, and they're trying to arm locals. They're carrying out hit and run attacks. Guerrilla warfare is going on here, and they're very hopeful now. I have talked to some. I stay in touch with all parties. Very die-hard supporters of Amhara government, of Tigray government, of Ethiopian. They stay in touch with me. I talk to them, all of them. And they're very hopeful now, Amhara supporters, that now they can recapture Dassi and Kambolcha, the way they have put pressure upon TDF in Kobo. Someone is saying, Sajid, you are straying from the global narrative that TPLF started this war. Well, I don't know about global narrative. I have my own narrative. What I am saying is that war started on the 4th of November. On the 3rd of November, TPLF members, Tigray regional forces, they attacked Northern Command bases. But you cannot start a war in a few hours. If on the 3rd of November attack was carried out on Northern Command, how is that possible that after a few hours Ethiopian government launched a major offensive on Tigray? It means preparations were there. Ethiopian government was already prepared. It had made preparations to attack Tigray. Both the sides were prepared for this war, militarily, I think. Someone is asking about Debrecen. No, I don't have any confirmation. No confirmation about Shiva Robit as well. Sajid, shouldn't PM Abiy release Jawar, Bakle, and Daud Ipsa? It would be a game changer. If PM Abiy decides to release Jawar, Bakle Gerba, and Daud Ipsa, it could be a game changer, believe me, and it might happen. Have you ever heard a professional military with a plan B? Have you ever heard of a professional military having no plan B? Sajid, are you planning to cover other conflicts and geopolitical development in other parts of world in future? I wish that I could cover these conflicts in future, but the way this conflict is keeping me engaged, even I am unable to cover it completely. Because you know me, that I cover all aspects of a conflict. We're discussing Jawar here. We're discussing OFC, OLF. It's a political discussion, but whenever I cover a conflict, I always cover it completely from political angle, from diplomatic, from humanitarian angle. So that is why it's a bit difficult to cover more than one conflict at a time. Oromo for Life says Jawar will never support Abiy. Do you think this war will end in the short period of time? Can you give a guess? Well, if Addis Ababa is the target of Tigray Defense Force, then this war will not come to an end in a few days or weeks. TDF will have to put in lots of work, lots of hard work to reach Addis Ababa. Oromia will not welcome Tigray Defense Force. And Oromia is rather, I am still not sure what will happen when TDF enters Oromia. Oromia still has a large number of its special forces intact. And Oromia regional forces, they have been fighting OLA as well. They know how to contain OLA. Oromia's response will determine the future of this war. If Oromia regional government, if Oromia regional forces, they decide to back down, TDF OLA will march to Addis Ababa. But if they stick in, if they resist, this war will be prolonged. Do you think OLA will be a game changer in the coming days? OLA and TDF have met up on the ground. So now they are working jointly in North Shore, in Oromia Special Zone. They are conducting joint operations. Whatever was expected after their alliance, we are waiting for it to happen. Yes, they have met up, but they are faced with very stiff resistance in Oromia Special Zone, in North Shore Zone. Because Amhara militias from Gondar, from Gojam, they're heading to these fronts towards Oromia Special Zone, towards North Shore Zone. If somehow TDF and OLA go past these two zones, Oromia Special and North Shore, and they somehow go past Debre Birhan, then we might see them marching towards Addis. Otherwise, it's difficult for them. And we're seeing that They are in Oromia special zone in North Shua, and they're faced with stiff resistance. Someone is saying MES will encounter TPLF in Oromia. As I said earlier, I'm not sure about Oromia so far, honestly. How Oromia will respond to this war. I'm working on it. I'm finding it difficult to build my opinion about Oromia's role. JavaScript says hello one and all. Hello Java. Robson says how TPLF keeps its supplies from back. TPLF supplies arrive from the back and from the places as well that they capture. If their advance is checked, then they are caught. If they keep on advancing, they keep on collecting supplies as well. So if you stop them, then it becomes difficult for them to ensure supplies. They captured Dasi, Kambolcha, they got lots of supplies. In Kambolcha, reportedly several food depots came under TDF control, and international media also confirmed that. So they got supplies, at least food supplies. If they'll keep on advancing, you'll find them having supplies. If you stop them, then it will become difficult for them to continue their supplies. Do you think TDF will advance towards Eritrea? No, I don't think so. We talked about that in previous session. TDF will not move towards Eritrea now. It would be a disaster for TDF. In fact, Eritrea is expected to move towards Mille. Just a few minutes ago, I talked to someone who claimed that TDF was fighting Eritreans close to Mille. I am working on it, could not confirm it, but it would be surprising if Eritrean forces reach Mille to push TDF back from Ethiopia Djibouti road. Can TDF win if Oromo is backing Ethiopian government? Yes, that's the question. If Oromo regional government, if Oromo special forces, if the people of Oromia rise against TDF and they start backing Ethiopian government, it will be very difficult for TDF to reach Addis Ababa. Very difficult. That is why I say we should wait for the people of Oromia. What will they do? Can you verify the involvement of mercenaries? Jolanda is asking. I could not find any evidence about the claim of PM Abiy. He had said that foreigners were fighting in Ethiopia on Dasi Kambolcha fronts. Even he did not explain that. I mean, if he was making a claim, he should have been very clear about that. Just saying foreign fighters were there, it's not enough. So Abiy lied again. This is war. This is war. If we keep on counting lies, you can count. You can find dozens of lies. Sajid, do you think TDF will dare to advance to Addis Ababa without OLA? Well, so far OLA is with them. OLA says Finifin is their target. Is Western Tigray still possible for TDF? TDF could not take Western Tigray. It has managed to reach Dasi Kambolcha. It's very surprising, isn't it? That from Tambian it has reached Kambolcha. It's talking about Addis Ababa. Why not Humra, Volkayet, Sagade? TDF could not make any inroads into Western Tigray. And we'll have to acknowledge that Eritreans did not allow TDF to enter Western Tigray. It's not that TDF did not try, no. TDF did try. It made several attempts to take Western Tigray. It could not. It could not. Someone is saying terrain. Yes, terrain has a role as well. You're seeing that in Afar too, that once again TDF has entered Afar. It got control of Shifra, and from Shifra, you see then to the east of Shifra is all flat area, and here no considerable advance so far. Again, Malay is proving to be a difficult front. We'll talk about that tomorrow. But in mountainous areas, TDF knows how to advance, how to proceed. In flat areas, yes, the speed of advance is slowed. It slows down. Can you talk about the Somali region? I have a question, viewers, for you. We're talking about Addis Ababa. Suppose Tigray Defense Force manages to reach Addis Ababa. What will happen after that? Will Amhara region accept TDF at the center? No. Definitely no. Will Somali regional government accept this development? No. What will the two regions do? Somali region, Amhara, others as well. Well, they will fight Tigray Defense Force, or they'll announce independence. They won't work under Tigray Defense Force, under TPLF. Either they'll sit and talk, or they'll secede. And that is the main problem, that reaching Addis Ababa is not the solution. Other ethnic groups, other regions, they do not want to see TPLF at the center in Addis Ababa now. They say, enough. You have ruled Ethiopia for more than 2 decades. Now it's our turn. Now Amharas, Oromos will rule Ethiopia. So that is why they'll have to find a new arrangement. They'll have to sit these leaders, Amhara leaders, Somali regions leaders, Oromo leaders, and Tigray leaders. Once again, they'll have to sit and talk and decide about the future of this country. If TDF is in Addis Ababa, can it keep all the regions by force under its control? It cannot. Do you think this war will end militarily or politically? The war will end politically. I said, as I'm saying, that even if TDF captures Addis Ababa, it won't be a solution. They'll have to sit and talk to decide about the future of this country. Otherwise, war will go on. Someone is giving breaking news that Mille has been taken by Tigray Defense Force. I don't have any confirmation. Sajid, would Somalia accept the Somali region in Ethiopia ascending to the Somali Federation? Somalia has lots of its own problems. You know what's happening there. At Shabab is there, their own internal problems. Their problem with Somaliland, then ASWJ. It does not have a say, it cannot call any shots in this region, Somalia. It's Ethiopia's internal matter. Why is US supporting TPLF? Someone is asking. Uh, in this region, US is losing its presence, its significance. Eritrea already against the United States of America. US is out of Eritrea. Sudan is destabilized. And Russians are there too in Sudan because Russia has been working on establishing a naval base in Sudan. Then there is presence of USA in Djibouti. Somalia is very destabilized. US could not wipe out Shabab from there. Turkey is also there. Ethiopia is the hub of this region. If you are in Ethiopia, you can control these countries. Ethiopia has always been a hub of the Horn of Africa. If you lose Ethiopia, you lose a place, you lose the headquarters of the Horn of Africa. So Ethiopia is the hub of Horn of Africa. That is why US does not want a government in Ethiopia which goes against US interests. And US and TPLF, they have had some good relation in the past. That is why US wants a government which takes into account US interests in this region too. Who will lead a transitional government if 9 anti-government overthrow Abiy militarily? That these 9 parties will decide who will lead the government. There are main party in the 9 parties is TPLF. OLA, of course, smaller than TPLF. Guguma Afar party is also an opposition party, but it's again in Afar. TPLF is the main power in this group, 9-member group. This alliance would have been more powerful had there been OFC in this alliance. Now, this alliance means TPLF. Whatever will TPLF say will be decided, I think. So, who will call the shots? It will depend upon TPLF. Someone is sending the message again and again that Millet is under TDF. Who will let me confirm after this live chat session, and then I will try to update you. Will Tigray be an independent country? Well, TPLF leaders say they want a period of transition, then they'll decide about the future of Tigray. So even they are not clear. Debretsion, Getachew, Sadkan, they don't have consensus about the independence of Tigray. There is difference of opinion within TPLF, within TDF, about whether Tigray will be independent or not. Oh my God, so many messages that Millet is under TDF. One person is sending this message. Because 40 minutes have passed, let me end this live chat session. It was great to talk to you. to interact with you. Uh, we talked about the new strategy of Amhara forces. Strategy is very clear. They are launching hit and run attacks, guerrilla warfare. They are arming, they are organizing locals. In Kobo, they have managed to back an uprising. In Dacian Cambodia, they're expecting similar developments, and they say in coming days, Dacian Cambodia will be under Amhara control. Main problem for Tigray Defense Force is how to secure its supply lines and how to secure the areas which TDF is in control of. If TDF starts advancing further deep towards Oromia, it would be overstretched and we could see more attacks on TDF positions in the back. Let's see what happens. Thanks for watching. See you next Saturday in the next live chat session. Thank you. Bye bye.